Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Ron Engelstad here at Thunderdome, Minnesota. And this will be a little bit different kind of video. This is a thrifting pile, and the stores are open again. You know, all the ones here in Minnesota, you have to wear a mask to go in. Of course, you always want to wash your hands before and after, you know, going in, just because you're touching everybody's stuff, just universal precautions on some of that stuff. But we got some good items, and the one thing this little quarantine and break has educated me is I have a ton of stuff because I was sorting quite a bit of it while we were not able to go thrifting. And so now I am thrifting with an eye towards really what are we going to do with it, or if we're going to buy to resell, not for huge profit, but just kind of things that, we try to save them for the Nerf community, just make it useful, because these are items, and I don't know if you've gone to Goodwill and seen how kids beat up some of those toys on the shelves. I saw a kid yesterday, and I'm glad he got the long shot, but he was sitting there dry firing it for the whole 5 minutes. I was in the store the next aisle over, and just about drove me crazy. Anywho, so I'm going to go through these with a little different kind of eye today as a reason of why I bought them. And and as far as the pricing goes, Goodwill here in Minnesota has also started increasing their prices. Not all the thrift stores have, but Goodwill in particular, I think because of the auction site that they've gotten so much traction on, that's, the same thing with Legos. If they can do it easily and with shipping concerns, of course, but it seems like they like to bundle their Nerf stuff and sell it on the Goodwill auction site. And I wonder how many Nerf blasters are heading that way from the stores. So I'll do this video, and we might do another video later talking about ones that I kind of avoid. We'll see how long this video gets. But anyway, the Adventure Force Enforcer, I believe this one is. This one came with the belt. It was 25% off, so that made it $3. And that was a guaranteed buy, because this is the belt that will work with the Light Command, the Titan, the Scorpion, and then the blue one of these that has the two drums on the sides. So I'd pay $3 just for that belt all day, twice on Sunday. So this was a guaranteed buy that day just for the belt. I don't know if it works. I'd be happy if it did work, because this is also another good one I can turn into a mounted or wheelchair blaster. But that's exactly why I bought this one. This would be a big one to ship if I tried to resell it. So this one was basically, for my own mods, or just for that belt, like I said. The Fortnite Battle Banana. And it was 25% off of this, so that means it was about $4.50 for basically a big strife. Again, if I choose to resell it and I charge $20 for it, that means I definitely make some money on it, and I'd also be giving someone else a good deal. I'm not looking to resell them, like I said, for the highest dollar amount every time, but just as long as I make it worth my while to go through the effort. I know someone I talked to said if he doesn't make 5 times what he buys it for, he's not interested in reselling them. So because it is a hassle. You have to box it up. You have to go. Your time is worth something. So Thermal Hunter. This one was $4.99 or $3.99, and then the 25% off. So I got it for $3. I definitely can either pass this off to someone at that price at one of our events and not worry about getting it back. Otherwise, there's a Buzzbee Goose. Jake was always looking for Buzzbee blasters to paint. If you haven't seen his channel, go check it out. His blue one of these looks awesome that he hydro dipped. Same thing with the Alpha Rogue. It's really hard to pay $3 for this one, knowing I got the other one for $3. This was on a different day, but these are also very good, and people have done a lot of fun mods with them. And I really do think that the thrift stores are responsible for feeding a lot of the mod community, because I'd had a hard time spending a lot of money on a blaster that instantly tearing it apart to cut up and do experiments on, unless I'm getting them cheap. Again, Tech 5. Not that these are really valuable, but you don't see them that often, especially with the sticker. This one shoots the yellow sticky darts, so, and it was only $1. So bought that. Again, another $1. These are great. This is the Bug Attack X-Shot revolver. So get that, and then another one of these little lights for 50 cents. So again, that's another one you can add to a lot, or add in if you're selling something as, you know, kind of a little bonus for other people. Rough cut are always great, especially when you can get it for under $3. And the only downside, of course, is these barrels don't hold the darts super fabulous, especially if they're worn darts. So if you holster it or aim it down, a lot of times the darts will fall out. But if you use new darts or put a little tape around the barrels, it works great. But again, if I went to resell that, if I charged $6 for it or $8 for it, or pass it off to a kid at an event and don't ever see it again, I'd be okay with that. This was a surprise to see. Again, of course, this is brand new this year, or the end of last year, the Charger, and was only, since it's red tag, it was a $7, but it's a $35 blaster in the store, so that was a win. These Buzz Lightyear, I meant. I'm losing my blasters. They do shoot Nerf darts. Never seen them before. They kind of got a funky top prime to them. This slides back. Never seen it before, so they were cheap, so I got them. A bag of Buzzbee stickies. Alright, now we're getting to the stuff that you really wonder how Buzzbee does their pricing. I'll just keep going. Blue Strife. Always looking out for strifes, of course. This one's missing the battery door, but that's okay. This is one of the ones that has the most parts available for secondhand. Battery doors are not a problem. 3D printed doors, and if you're going to mod it, you might want the expanded door anyway. Not a problem. Lawbringer, of course, you want to minimize it. Take the stock off. And this is where I'm getting into the value versus performance kind of pricing. What makes you wonder what they're doing. When they wanted $7 for this one, but then only $3 for a Rapid Red. This one was available up until recently. It's, you know, spring powered. It gets good performance. It's a lot of fun, but it's not as nearly as valuable as a Rapid Red is these days, because these are out of production, and people like to paint and mod these because of the smooth lines, because the Rebel line was famous for, you know, such clean, nice, holsterable shells, which makes these very desirable. And it's basically a strife on the inside, if you didn't know that already. And this one did have the battery door, and it feels like there's batteries in it, but I haven't tested it yet. Strong Arm. This one was $3 because it was 25% off the 4. They had other ones of these that were priced the same as the $5.99. At the same time, I bought the big Battle Banana. Now, I have a hard time paying the same price for a Strong Arm as I would for that big Fortnite blaster. That's where I'm falling into the question of wondering how they price it. Do they price it by size? Do they price it by the day? Do they price by how many they've gotten in the store that day? I mean, it really is a wonder on what they want. But I just don't go in blind buying everything in sight, because there are definitely ones that are more valuable than others when you're shopping. Again, here's another example. So the Strife with the 12 round mag, the stock, and 25% off of 7 is, you know, what is that? $4.75? No. Doing quick math. $4.25? $5.25. That sounds about right. Yeah, if I go to resell that for Strifes, go for $20, especially blue ones, all day long. That's, you know, a no-brainer. If I can't use it myself, I definitely can find someone who would use it or want it. And then, not only a Raven, Elite Raven, but Elite Raven with a drum and the battery door and batteries, so I was able to test it in the store, and that was almost $7. Again, be a great blaster for anybody. I definitely would try to resell this one just to help keep my part of the hobby going and having money available for different things. But there's no way. I mean, they were charging this same as this for a Vagabond, Vulcan, and a couple other things inside the store, and there's no math there. You know, you definitely would buy this versus those other blasters. So I'm, on the one hand, I'm happy to get it for that price, but on the other hand, I wonder how they do their pricing. This is another dirt bag I bought, mostly for the rival rounds, although the Velcro ones, because the Velcro ones are looking a little rough. But, you know, the rival rounds, you can pretty much count a quarter a piece for the Nerf ones, and it's worth more than $1.50 there. Another Rebel one that people like to mod and paint is their version of the Strong Arm. It still has that little thing on the handle for dart storage, and very clean, very nice, very well taken care of. So that's a good one to have. And the last blaster that dropped is another Elite Raven, and again, it was around $5. So I really do wonder sometimes how Goodwill does their prices. But the thing to remember is, when you go in, you know, kind of be aware that they are raising their prices. Kind of know what you're getting. I bring darts and discs and things in with me and a rival round, because there are several blasters that won't fire unless they have a dart in them. Especially even some of the new, like the Avengers Gear Up stuff, won't fire without a dart in it. The Vortex ones look like they're broken, but because they won't fire without a disc in them. And some sound like they would work just fine. You bring them home, you put a dart in it, and the O-ring's blown out, or someone had been in it messing around, and it just doesn't work. So that means more work on your end to get it to a functioning state, either to give away, sell, or use yourself. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not okay. If you're looking just to turn and resell stuff, you don't want to put a whole lot of money and work into them to replace springs and O-rings and other things. So if you have if you have darts and discs and things available, take them with you when you go in the store, and you can test them in the store. Even the ones with magazines, you can reach in and put it in, just to make sure things are working. And if those Nerfers around will remember, the original Blue Stripes even had a dart lock in them. So not only would it not fire without the magazine, it would not fire without a dart in to press up that little flap on the inside, letting it know that there was a dart in there. So a lot of times you might think the blaster that's valuable is broken, and you'll pass on it, but it's just one of those inconvenient locks in your way. So kind of things to think about when you're out shopping and thrifting. Now that the world's starting to spin again. Yeah, very happy with these purchases. Now that I got them home, we'll get them cleaned up and stickered off, and see if some of them will find new homes and what we're gonna do with them. So we'll see you in the next one. Hope you guys all have a great day, and stay safe, healthy, and all that good stuff. Bye.